Good afternoon, my dear students. I am Imali Marasingha from Chilau Ananda National School. Welcome to the Chilau Zonal English lessons. First of all, my dear students, I ask you to unmute your microphone. Okay? Here, I am going to give you a first activity. This is a warm-up activity. What you have to do is you have to match. Here you can see some sentences in left side and you can see some sentences in right side. So my dear students, what you have to do is you have to match left side to the right side. I will do the example. One is, if I play well, I will win the match. So if sentences are here and the other sentences are in this place, you have to match them. I will give you 2 minutes. So get ready. I will ask the questions. So my dear students, get ready for it. Now do it. If you can write this activity on your books, or if you can take the screenshots. So get ready within 2 minutes. I think you have got the idea, got the answers. I would like to say your names. When I say your names, you can answer. Okay. The second one. Okay, it doesn't matter. If she runs fast, what is the answer? If there are volunteers, you can unmute your microphone and answer. If she runs fast, what is the answer? If she runs fast, what is the answer? She will catch the train. Yes, if she runs fast, she will catch the train. How do you match? If clauses here, you can see some subjects. I, she, we, you, they. And fine. For easily, you can find the answer from this side. Okay. If we eat a lot, what happened? Now imagine, Pute, if you eat a lot, what will happen to you? You will get fat. Neither. Okay, let's see the answer. We will be fat. Yes. අපි ගොඩක් කෑම කෑවොත් අපි ගොඩක් මහත් වෙයි කියලා කියනවා. Okay. Next one, if you sing well. If you sing well, can you match? If you sing well, we will be fat. Will it match for the if clause? No, neither. Then what is the correct one? If you sing well, you will select for the competition. Yes, if you sing it well, you will select for the competition. And the last one, if they don't do the homework. Okay, Pute, now imagine if you don't do the homework, what will happen in the school? If you don't do the homework, the teacher will punish you and the teacher will blame you. If they don't do the homework, the teacher will punish them. Okay. Now, can you guess what is the topic of today? Now you have done the home activity, and I think you have do the corrections also. Then I think you have checked your answers with my answer. What is the topic today? Who can tell? Yes, very good. Most of the students said if clause. Yes, we are going to do if clause today. Okay. What's the topic? Conditional clauses or if clause. There are two names for it. One is conditional clauses or the other one is if clause. Now, the teacher is going to give you the definition. Look at the teacher's definition. Conditional sentence is used to talk about something may happen only if something happens first. In these definitions, you can see there are two something words. Okay. Then teacher has name, result for one something and condition for the other name, something. It means, Pute, if the result may happen if the condition happens first. ඒ කියන්නේ පුතේ කිසියම් ප්‍රතිඵලයක් සිද්ධ වෙන්න නම් කිසියම් කොන්දේසියක් හෝ තත්ත්වයක් සිදු විය යුතුයි. If you want to write down the note, I will give you 1 minute to write down, or you can take a screenshot. Okay, now my students, I talked about two words. One is condition and the other one is result. Now let's see what are the conditions and what will be the results. Okay, conditions are real, unreal. Conditions may probable. Conditions may possible. And they will impossible. So we can give the point, there are some kinds of conditions, real, unreal, probable, possible, and impossible. So if I told you earlier, if a result will happen, the condition may happen first. ප්‍රතිඵලයක් සිද්ධ වෙන්න නම් මේ කොන්දේසියක් මේ වගේ එකක් ඉටු විය යුතුයි. Okay? Okay, you can write the note or you can get a screenshot. Okay, My students, the teacher is going to move to another slide. What is it? Ah, there are two parts of a conditional sentence. There are two parts of a conditional sentence. Let's see, what are they? One is if clause and the other one is main clause. One is if clause and the other one is main clause. Can you remember, Pute, when we did the warm activity, in the left side, there were some if clauses and in the right side, there were some main clauses. So at that time, I didn't give the names. So now you can think the sentence can be divided into two. One is if clause and the other one is main clause. Okay. I will give 1 minute to write down the note. Okay, now you are going to learn or you are going to learn how to find an if clause and a main clause in the conditional sentence. Okay, let's see, how do you find? Now, teacher has given you two examples. One is, if I learn lot of money, I will travel around the world. Here, I learn lot of money. The sentence is with the word if. Can you see, Pute? I'll earn lot of money. It is with the word if. So we call this part as if clause. And the two sentences are separated by a comma. Then there is another sentence, I will travel around the world. This is called a main clause. Okay. If a sentence with if word or the sentence with if word, we called it if clause, and the other part of the sentence is called main clause. Now think, Pute, I will travel around the world. Then what is the condition here? You can message me. You can put a message in chat box. What is the condition? Oh, yeah. This is the condition. If I earn a lot of money, then what is the result? I will travel around the world. Now imagine this results may not happen if this may not happen first. Then I will travel around the world. Mama loke wate yai. හැබැයි ඒ යන්නේ මේ condition එක සිද්ධ වුණොත් පමණයි. Okay? Okay, let's move to the second example. If we study hard is with if. So this is called if clause and we will pass the exam. This is called the main clause. Now I think you can find or you can recognize if clause and the main clause clearly. Okay, you can write down or you can get a screenshot. Yes, Vani, what is your question? You can ask. Vani has raised her hand. Okay, next one. Now, you're going to learn the rules of conditional sentences. It is very important to use correct structure as well as correct type because they express different meanings. Now, Pute, you are going to rules of using conditional sentences. Okay, what are them? Let's see. Use comma after if clause when it precedes the main clause. Let's see example. If we study hard, now you can see a comma. We will pass the exam. Okay, then what does that mean? You have to use a comma after the if word. Or you can use a comma before the main clause. Second example, you can say, we will pass the exam if we study hard. We will pass the exam if we study hard. In the second time, the sentence has begun from the main clause. Main clause but if the main clause precedes the if clause, if clause එකට කලින් පුතේ main clause එකේ දීලා තියෙනවා නම් you don't use the comma. Can you see a comma here? No. So when you start the clause with main clause, no commas, no capitals for the I. Those are the main rules of writing conditional sentences. Okay, you can get the screenshot or write the note. Right. The teacher is going to move for a new slide. What is it? The method of using if clause. Okay, there are two methods of using if clause. Let's see what are they. One is if clause to main clause. Now, what are you learning, Pute? You are learning the method of using if clause. Oh, there are two ways of saying if clause. One is main clause. One is main if clause to main clause. Let's see the examples. If we study hard, we will pass the exam. So, if clause is first, then the second you can write the main clause. If clause, main clause. This is the first method of writing conditional sentences. If clause, then main clause. Let's learn Pute, what is the second method. Here, main clause to if clause. Earlier we wrote if clause to main clause. Then first you have to begin the sentence with main clause, then if clause. Right, we'll see what are the examples. What is the example? We will pass the exam if we study hard. Okay, this is the second example. When we write the second method, no commas among the sentences and no capitals among them. Can you remember Pute? Earlier I told you when I was doing the rules. First method is if clause to main clause. It means if clause precede main clause. Example, if we study hard, we will pass the exam. අපි මහන්සි වෙලා පාඩම් කළොත් අපි විභාගය pass වෙයි. Okay, the second method is main clause to if clause. Then main clause precedes if clause. We will pass the exam if we study hard. Okay. You can write the note or you can get a screenshot. Okay, the teacher is going to move for the next one. We learn three kinds of conditional sentences. We learn three kinds of conditional sentences. Let's learn today what are they. One is possible condition, and the second one is probable condition, and the third one is impossible condition. ඒ කියන්නේ පුතේ conditional sentences conditional වර්ග තුනක් තියෙනවා. Possible condition, probable condition and impossible condition. So today the teacher is going to discuss about possible condition. But if we have more time, we can go for the probable condition also. Okay, and we will discuss the possible condition first. Okay, write down the note. Okay, the teacher is going to move for the next slide. What is, you are going to learn about possible condition. You're going to learn about possible condition. That's why I told you we will learn possible condition today. It is a realistic situation and the result will happen if the condition is fulfilled. Let's see, Pute. Now can you see there are two pictures in the screen. One is, the first one is the girl is studying and she will expect, she will hope, and the second picture, exam pass. Can you see what happened? If we can say this is the condition and this is the result. What is the result? She will pass the exam. What is the condition? If she studies well. If she studies well, she will pass the exam. Now imagine, Pute, if this result may not happen if this condition may not happen first. ඒ කියන්නේ පුතේ මෙයා විභාගේ මෙයා මේ condition එක සිද්ධ වුණේ නැත්නම් එයා විභාගේ පාස් වෙන්නෙත් නැති වෙයි. එයා හොඳට විභාගේ පාඩම් කළොත් ඇය විභාගේ පාස් වෙයි. Okay? Now I think you can get an idea regarding if clause and the main clause. You can get a screenshot now. Okay. Now, Pute, the teacher is going to tell you, the teacher is going to teach you how to write the if clause or how to write the main clause. Actually, when you will be in grade 10, 11, 12, and 13, you have to make the if clauses and also you have to make the main clauses. So the teacher is going to tell you the method of making if clause and the main clause. Now imagine, now remind, we are learning the possible condition now. We are learning the possible condition. Now the teacher is going to tell what is the structure for the if clause. If plus simple present. If clause එක කොහොමද හැදෙන්නේ? If කියන වචනෙට එකතු වෙනවා simple present tense එක. What is simple present? Or you can say if plus subject, verb, object. Here Pute, verb means infinitive, not the past participle. Here the verb means infinitive verb. Again, I am going to tell if plus subject, verb, and object. If we study hard, if we study hard. This is the if clause. And let's move for the main clause. It is simple future. Or you can say will plus infinitive. Will plus infinitive. Or subject plus will plus infinitive. If we study hard, we will pass the exam. Like that. Okay. Okay. You can write the note now. Okay, next one. If I earn lot of money, I will travel around the world. Now, the sentence is with the word if, so we call it if clause, or you can say the condition. Can you remember, Pute? Earlier in the first definition, I told you the result may happen if the condition happen first. Okay, this is the condition. And what is the main clause? I will travel around the world. This is the result. If the conditions happens, the result also may happen. The result may happen. Okay, what is the condition? Now look at the picture. Uh, the person has earned lot of money. Now he is imagining, ah, I will travel around the world. What about you, Pute? Now imagine if you win a lottery of 30 million. So what will you do? What will you do? You can travel around the world, you can buy luxurious houses, and you can buy luxurious vehicles like that. Okay, so now think this is the if clause and this is the main clause. You can write down the note or you can get a screenshot. Another example. Now look at the two pictures. In the first picture, what are they doing? They are studying. And the second picture, they show their happiness. We can imagine that way. They have passed something or like that. Let's go for the example. If we study hard, this is the if clause, or you can say this is the condition. What is the main clause or what is the result? We will pass the exam. This is the main clause. If the result will happen, if the condition may happen first. හොඳට පාඩම් කරේ නැත්නම් විභාගේ පාස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හොඳට පාඩම් කළොත් විභාගය පාස් වෙයි. This is the theory of this condition. Okay. You can write the second example also. Okay, the teacher is going to move for the next slide. What is it? Can you remember earlier we discussed further more about the method of using if clause. One is if clause to main clause. Second one is main clause to if clause. Example, if clause to main clause. If I earn a lot of money, I will travel around the world. This is if clause, this is main clause. If clause precede main clause. If clause එක main clause එකට කලින් යෙදෙන විදිහ. In the second one, main clause to if clause. Then the main clause precedes if clause. How do you say it? I will travel around the world. No commas here, no capitals if I earn lot of money. Yeah, Pute, this is only the imagination. Actually, These conditions may not happen. මේක ඇත්තටම සිද්ධ වෙලා නැහැ. මෙයා හිතනවා විතරයි. මම මෙහිම වුණොත් මට මෙහිම සිද්ධ වෙයි. අන්න ඒ විදිහට. Okay? This is such kind of an imaginary. You can write the note or you can get the screenshot. I think you may have learned, okay, I think you may have learned how to recognize an if clause and how to recognize a main clause in a sentence. Then you learned what are the rules of conditional sentences. Then you learned the method of using conditional sentences. There are two methods. One is if clause precedes main clause, and the second one, main clause precede if clause. Okay, now and also I forgot it. And also you learned how to make an if clause, or the structure of making if clause and the structure of making the main clause. If clause එක හැදුනේ කොහොමද? If plus subject plus infinitive verb plus object, and the main clause subject plus will plus infinitive, or subject plus will plus verb. Okay, now you are going to write the answers. The teacher is going to give you some activities. Fill in each blank with the right part of the verb within brackets. Fill in each blank. The teacher has given you the verbs. Can you see there? First of all, you have to see what part should I complete. In the first sentence, this is the if clause. So you have to fill the if clause. The main clause is there. She will be fat. The main clause is given. You have to complete the if clause. If clause එක තමයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ලියන්න තියෙන්නේ. Okay, now remind the rules again. Remind the structure of if clause. And the last one is different from the other four. Here you have to complete the main clause. Now start. Start. If you have finished, you can raise your hand. Write the answers. WAIL Pereira, you raised your hands. Good, Pute. We will give some time to your friends and to write the answers, okay? Yeah, 2 participants raised hands. There are 73 participants, 72 participants. So still only 8 participants raised their hands. What about the others? Okay, the time has gone. Um, can I discuss the answers? Because there are two activities to do. Teacher is going for the answers. If she, what is the first answer? Eats. Why do you write eat here? Remind if plus subject plus infinitive verb. Now, Kute, can you remember the simple present tense? If the subject is singular, what are the singular subjects? He, she, it. Ruan, Kamal, Khadija, like that. So if the subject is singular, the verb also singular. If she eats too much, she will be fat. Second one, if you, the verb is disturb. So you is the plural verb. So you have to write the plural. You is the plural subject. So sorry, plural. You is the plural subject. You have to write the plural verb. So here disturb. If you disturb the teacher, he will punish you. Third one, if he pay more, he can buy a better camera. If he, the verb is pay, then the singular verb should be there. If he pays, because the subject is singular. Fourth one, if I see an elephant. Now imagine, Putte, there is an elephant. It is coming towards you. Then what will you do? I will climb a tree. If there are no way to do, you have to climb a tree like that. Huh? I means a plural subject, so the verb also plural. If it doesn't rain, the if clause is given here, then you have to fill the main clause. We will go for a walk. Okay, get a screenshot. Then I will move for the next side. Second activity, complete the if clause according to the main clause. The if what you have to do, you have to complete the if clause according to the main clause. Say the teacher has given you the verb pass the exam, but teacher did not give you the subject here. So you have to find a subject for the sentence. How do you find? Read the main clause carefully and read who is the subject here. Who are the subject pronouns? I will go abroad. So, the subject will be I. Example, if I pass the interview, the verb given, what you have to do? You have to suggest if and the subject pronoun. Okay, do it. If you have finished your work, you can raise your hands. Kavisha raised, good. Thank you. What about the others? And write, according to the subject pronouns, write the verb correctly. Okay. Okay, let's see the answers. If I pass the interview, I will go abroad. If she wins a lottery, what happened to the verb? The subject is she. Then you should write the singular verb, that is wins. If she wins the lottery, she can buy a luxurious house. Third one, get permission. Then subject is they. Then how do you write? If they get. If they get, can you use it? No, that is wrong. If they get permission, they will go out. Run fast is given. What is the subject? Subject is he. If he runs fast. Next one, if you want money, I will give you a loan. Here, verb plural. Last one, if we don't play well, we will not win the match. අපි හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කළේ නැත්නම් අපි මැච් එක දිනන්නේ නැති වෙයි කියලා කියනවා. Okay, and the last activity is, okay, you can take the screenshot of the answers. Okay, the last activity is, the teacher has suggested you the if clauses. You have to write the main clause. Any main clause you can suggest, but should be correct to the structure and should be correct for the condition. If we drive fast, what happened, Pute? If we drive fast, we can catch the, we can go on time, like that. If mother makes me a pizza, amma apita mata make pizza එකක් හදලා දුන්නොත්, what will happen? I will eat it. If my friend goes abroad, what happened? Now imagine your friend is going to go abroad. I will be alone, like that. If my brother gives me a computer, I will love him. Okay, if my brother gives me a computer, I will love him. Last one, if my father takes me for a swimming, what will happen? I will swim well. Okay, like that you can suggest main clauses for the given if clause. Okay, now the teacher is going to summarize the lesson. What did you learn today? You learned about the if clauses and the possible condition. Then I think, my dear students, you can recognize what is if clause and what is main clause, and how do you make the if clause and how do you make the main clause. What are the structures for the if clause and the main clause. And you learned the result may happen if the condition happened first. Then you learned about the conditions, and you learned the methods of saying, the methods of using conditional sentences. There are two methods. One is if clause precede main clause, and the second one is main clause precede if clause. Then you wrote answers, and I think you have got an idea regarding if clause. So, my dear students, I think you have learned something from the lesson. Okay, thank you so much for the participants, for your participation, and stay safe. Goodbye. Have a nice day, my dear students.